For years, everything your terminal did, you could read. Every prompt, every command, every response, sitting in plain text. Then one commit quietly broke that. Your own AI coding agent started encrypting its instructions where you can't see them. When one Codex agent hands work to another, that message used to be human-readable. Now it's ciphertext. 0 readable prompts left in your local logs. You still own the machine, you just don't own the words running on it anymore. Here's the setup. Codex can split a big job across agents. One orchestrator spawns sub-agents, hands each a task, and stitches their answers back together. That single handoff, orchestrator to worker, is exactly the part that just went dark. The feature has a name, Multi-Agent v2. It's experimental, and OpenAI switched it on for its newest models. The moment it's active, those inter-agent messages stop being anything you can open and read on your own disk. Picture your agent graph. A router at the center, worker agents out on the edges, tasks flowing to each one. Every arrow in that picture used to carry text you could inspect. Now the payload riding those arrows is sealed shut. 3 parts. What exactly got encrypted? Why OpenAI would ever do this to your own logs? And the local escape hatch that hands you back a fully readable trail. Screenshot that if you want. Let's start with what broke. Under the hood, each message has 2 fields, an encrypted blob and a plain content field. The change fills the encrypted side and leaves the readable one as an empty string. Delivery still works. Your audit copy is simply gone. Open the rollout history and you'll see it yourself. Encrypted content, a wall of base 64. The clear text field sitting right next to it, empty. The task your agent just gave itself is technically right there and completely unreadable. So where does the real text live? On OpenAI servers. The ciphertext gets generated on their backend, streamed straight through your machine, and only decrypted server-side for the model to read. Your laptop has been demoted to a relay. The subagent receives that sealed message, sends it back up to be decoded, and acts on instructions you never actually saw. It works perfectly, right up until it doesn't, and then you're debugging completely blind. This isn't a rumor or a hot take. It's filed as issue 28058 on OpenAI's own Codex repo, titled A Regression that removes the readable task audit trail. Real developers, a real bug report, still open. And developers noticed fast. The thread climbed the Hacker News front page with 393 upvotes and 234 comments in a single day. This is clearly not one cranky engineer complaining. The commit that did this landed back on June 5th in pull request 26,210. It shipped quietly in a version just after 0.137, and most people only noticed weeks later. 3 operations carry the encryption. Spawn agent, when the orchestrator creates a worker. Send message, agent talking to agent. And follow-up task. All 3 now log a sealed blob instead of the plain words you'd actually want to read. Not every model does this. On the newest ones, Sol and Terra, the sub-agent messages come out encrypted. On Luna, users report they're still readable. So which model you pick now quietly decides whether you can audit your own run. Think about what that actually removes. Broader session data still shows up, but the one thing you most need when an agent goes wrong, the exact task it was handed, is the precise thing that's now locked away from you. Every delegated instruction in a long run, and there can easily be dozens, used to be one readable line. Now each one is a dark cell. Multiply that across a full agent session, and your trace is mostly shadows. So you hit the wall. An agent does something wrong. You open the logs to ask, what did I even tell it to do? And the answer staring back is a base 64 string. You can see that it failed. Never why. So why would OpenAI do this at all? The likely reason is the same one behind hidden reasoning traces. If those prompts stay plaintext, competitors can scrape them to copy behavior or train against it. Encryption slams that door shut. And it goes one step further. On these models, a flag called hide spawn agent metadata quietly defaults to true. So this redaction isn't some setting you deliberately opted into. On Sol, it's simply on the moment you pick the model. The maintainer report puts it bluntly. You can no longer answer one basic question. What task did this spawn agent call actually give the child? For anyone running agents in production, answering that question is basically the entire job. Here's the before and after. Before this change, 100% of the delegated task text sat in your logs. After it, the readable portion of that handoff is 0. Same exact tool, with a blindfold quietly added. So your agent graph now hides a black box in the middle. The router still routes, the workers still work, but the instructions traveling between them are opaque, even to you, the one person who actually owns the whole run. Draw the line where the readable text actually lives. On your machine, a sealed blob. On OpenAI servers, the real words. You're running the agent, you're paying for the tokens, and you're the only party who can't read it. And it bites hardest at the exact worst moment. A production run fails at 2 in the morning. You go to reconstruct what each subagent was told to do, and the audit trail just hands you ciphertext. No postmortem, no fix. Now here's the other side, and it's the whole point of this channel. Run your agents on a local open model, and every single one of those messages is plain text on your own disk. Nothing to decrypt, nothing hidden. Same picture flipped. A local stack keeps the keys, the weights, and the logs all on your hardware, so the full task trail stays readable. A closed cloud model keeps the words on someone else's server. Only one of those you can audit. Score it on one blunt axis. Can you read what your own agents said to each other? Local open models, 100%. Encrypted multi-agent on Sol, 0. If auditability matters at all, that gap decides your stack. Now, let's be honest. This isn't a scandal, and I won't pretend otherwise. 3 fair caveats here. It's experimental. It's off by default for most setups. And on Luna, your logs are still fully readable today. And OpenAI's reasoning genuinely holds up. These orchestration prompts are valuable intellectual property, and plaintext is exactly what gray market resellers scrape to clone the behavior. Reports say some of those resellers broke the very day this shipped. That's defensible. And there's already a fix sitting on the table. That same issue proposes a separate, non-encrypted audit field, so delivery stays sealed but the task text stays readable locally. It's already picked up more than 20 thumbs up from developers. But here's the catch that actually matters. Until that field ships, if you're on Sol or Terra with multi-agent on, your local trail is dark right now. Proposed isn't merged. So you plan around today's behavior, not tomorrow's promise. So here's what to do today. 1. Check your rollout logs for an empty content field sitting next to encrypted content. If it's empty, you're affected. 2. Pin a Codex version from before the change if you truly need that audit trail. 3. And this is the real fix. Point your orchestration at a local open model and route the subagent traffic through it instead. Every task, every reply, written to disk in plain text you can grep. About 15 minutes to wire up. And that's the real trade you're making. Give up a bit of the frontier model's edge, and you get back 100% of your audit trail. For a lot of production agents, a readable log beats a slightly smarter one. So to recap, 1. Codex now encrypts the messages flowing between your agents on Sol and Terra. 2. Your local logs can't show that task text anymore. 3. A local open model hands every readable line right back to you. If you remember just one number, make it this: 0. That's how many of your delegated agent prompts stay readable in a local log once this encryption is on the whole stack, and that number climbs back to everything. That's the brief. If this saved you from trusting an agent you couldn't even audit, subscribe back, and I'll break down one story like this every single day. I'll see you in the next one.